Gravel roads are not just aggregate laid on dirt. They are engineered with proper subgrade, materials, and shape based on soil conditions and traffic. 14% of Virginia's secondary roads are unpaved, and to keep them safe, regular maintenance is crucial. Prepare for the job in advance with a thorough inspection of the work site. Look for overhead lines or vegetation that could interfere with the equipment. Decide what equipment and materials will be needed, and most importantly, determine the proper work zone setup. Be aware of the moisture content. The gravel should be moist but not muddy. If you're in a dry spell, you may need a water truck. Dry gravel will not shape or compact properly, and working it can release hazardous crystalline silica dust.
Be sure you look up, look down, look around.
In your morning safety meeting on job day, discuss your work zone setup. Also, discuss PPE and any safety precautions for your equipment and the work site. You should also talk about the day's objectives and what to do in case of an emergency. As with any operation, make sure your equipment is safe and ready to go with a thorough pre-op inspection. Your flashing lights are critical because, in many cases, they are your primary warning to the public. Be sure your blade's edge is straight. Blades with uneven wear can make the cutting and reshaping of a gravel road difficult or even impossible. Light surface grading to blend in high shoulder material and remove washboarding in potholes should be done every 4 to 8 weeks. Crown and shoulder restoration is best accomplished in the spring when there is better moisture content and less vegetation on the shoulders. In dry conditions, apply water before you cut, before final grading, and if necessary, before compaction. But don't overdo it. You don't want mud. Adding water also helps minimize exposure to dust. In the hot summer months, use calcium chloride brine. Calcium chloride attracts moisture from the air, controlling dust longer. Gravel roads need a 4% crown or very close to that, with no excess material built up on the shoulders. Here's why. It's all about drainage and safety. When the road is shaped correctly, the water drains correctly. If the crown is too high, the water runs off too fast, causing erosion. It also makes people want to drive in the center of the roadway. When the crown is too low, the water stays in the road too long, making the surface soft and prone to ruts and potholes. When the shoulder is high, it acts like a berm, causing water to pond dangerously in the roadway. Reshaping a gravel road involves two basic processes. First, you pull in and remix the excess material from the shoulders, and then you restore a 4% crown by shaping and adding additional surface gravel when necessary. Your goal is efficiency. On a typical gravel road under 22 feet wide, including shoulders, try to pull each shoulder with one pass. Then restore the crown with one pass only in each direction. Excess shoulder material is usually segregated, so you want it to roll and mix along the blade as you pull it. When the pitch and angle of the blade are correct, the material pulls, rolls, and discharges from the trailing edge properly. If the pitch is too far back, the material will build up in front of the blade and not mix or discharge properly. If the pitch is too far forward, the blade tends to skim over the surface, not cutting, mixing, or discharging properly. The angle of the blade is largely determined by the width of the road. As much as possible, set the angle so that your windrows are placed where you can avoid running your wheels on them as you make more passes. When the wheels roll on top of a windrow, the blade rises and falls along with the height of that windrow. Grade with the direction of traffic and keep it slow, about a brisk walking speed or a little better. Never fast enough to cause bouncing. After shaping, add surface gravel to areas where base materials, clay, or surface pumping is visible. Shape, add water if necessary, compact to 4% ground, and match driveways and intersections. When the work is done, the supervisor or experienced operator should do a visual inspection and, if necessary, make any needed adjustments to high or low areas in the crown.